Before we get started, a quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern podcast, Despite Impossible. Now on to the show. Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Trellance. Mike Lawson here with CUBroadcast. Welcome back to our continued coverage of the 2025 Trellance EDGE conference here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And in the Studio Lounge, look who's back, Bill Lehman.
Hello, everyone.
Trellance Cooperative Holdings.
Yes, sir.
Quite a name. Quite
yes,
a name.
Sir.
What are your thoughts on this whole organization that you guys are concocting
it's great.
here?
I think we have a great opportunity to make a big impact to the credit union market, especially with the fintechs and trying to align the credit unions with the fintechs and making a big difference in the industry. So we're really excited about the new organization.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on.
A lot of juggling bowling balls, it sounds like, but it sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, the dust will settle, and you guys are gonna crush it as you usually do. So all right, so let's talk about EDGE 2025 this year, because a lot of changes took place, and then we'll progress into EDGE26.
Yes,
obviously next year. But
I know, already planning.
Can you believe that? Gosh, it's gonna be here before you know it too. So give us a quick, I guess. Overview of 2025. What was new this year?
Well, obviously this is our second year with EDGE, EDGE Tech Conference. So last year we learned a lot. We learned through actually the execution of that conference and being able to actually put ourselves in the background, not front and center, and actually allow a number of credit unions and vendors to participate in the conference and not be selfish to their own products and services, but thought leadership around technology and bridging the gap between technology and innovation. So we're excited about that, and of course, with that we do post surveys and we ask for feedback internally in the organization and externally to those that attended. And one of the screaming factors was, hey, listen, we probably would like to hear more from our suppliers, our vendors that are in the marketplace. So new in 2025, we decided why not make EDGE Tech Conference an opportunity for both vendors and credit unions, the attendees themselves, to actually get together and be collaborative, right? Being able to share what we have in market today, what we don't have in market today, and then talk about some of the challenges that we can collaboratively work together to solve. So that's new, and we actually added a whole half day in order to actually bring that concept, if you will, into 2025. So yesterday we heard from about 28 different suppliers in the credit union space that actually provided an opportunity for our credit union attendees to hear what's in market. And to be quite honest with you, a lot of the companies that we may or may not know, to be quite honest with you, but I saw a lot of credit unions engaged, taking pictures, talking to their colleagues, saying, hey, you know what, we got to go talk to them in the vendor hall. I heard that too. And so we found out that was a really good play, a good opportunity for our credit unions, the attendees, to hear from the vendors of what's offered and what's in the space. But then obviously today, now we're focused in on credit unions and what our credit unions doing to solve these business problems and share their business cases and their solutions. And we have vendors in the attendee mix right now, right, in the in the hall, listening to these vendors or listening to these credit unions talk about their needs, things that they're doing right, things that they're actually challenged with, and things that, again, we can tomorrow put together in a workshop atmosphere to say, all right, what are the priorities across these four main topics that we can actually work together to solve? So we're really excited about where we are in 2025 in our second one. And I'm proud to report that we actually have a record number of attendees. We're almost hit 400. Well done. We're up about 100 from last year. We have more suppliers and more vendors. We doubled the vendor hall, which obviously really much bigger, which obviously complemented the EDGE Exchange. Yeah, no doubt. And I like how you have it set up. Maybe we'll show a shot of it, but you have it situated to where the attendees go through everything's
kind of the exhibit
here, right?
hall. Yeah, it's really, and when everyone comes out, they immediately go to each of the exhibitors and say and check out what they need to see. So
we thought it was really important for that, the flow, right? In order for anyone to get to a general session, they actually have to walk through the vendor hall and participate, and again collaborate with the vendors and the attendees alike. Very smart on that. All right, so tell me a bit more about EDGE Exchange. You just mentioned that on your previous response. So that's what we're labeling the first day, where actually the vendors, again, about 28 or so vendors participated. But the EDGE Exchange is an opportunity real quick hit 7-minute tech demo. That's a lot to say, 7-minute tech demo, where those vendors can actually come in and actually illustrate how they're solving a problem in a credit union and really put sort of their product in a marquee, if you will, to say, hey, this is how we do it. And it was really interesting to see the different ways that they, planned on sharing the information. There were some PowerPoints, there were some live demonstrations, there were some actual credit unions that actually we were talking about some of the solutions, which was awesome as well.
Yeah.
So, but they have a quick 7 minutes to exchange this information. And the whole purpose of this EDGE exchange in the 7-minute demo is actually to get interest from the attendees to actually then come along and actually have a conversation with them and get into a deeper dive.
Yep.
And so far, I'll be honest with you, I feel like the traffic here in the vendor hall for our attendees and our vendors has been, the volume's been outstanding.
I agree.
I really think it worked.
Yeah, I've been out here the entire time.
Yeah.
And when there's a break from the main, what's going on the main stage, everyone's here and they're staying in here.
Absolutely.
So it's really neat to see.
Absolutely.
Really refreshing. Yeah, you guys did another good job in that area for sure.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's step into the future, shall we, Bill?
Yeah, well,
let's talk about EDGE26.
Yeah, we're already planning 26 and actually even already planning 27.
Oh my gosh.
But I can't release any information about 27. But 26 is actually at the Fairmont Hotel in Dallas, Texas.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Right in the middle of the country.
May 12th through May 15th.
Awesome.
So we already secured that. So we're ready to announce that. Actually, we'll announce that again tomorrow to the general populace that's here. And we're excited. And I think right now it's a lot of the same thing that we, I think, have proven this year is successful. And that's really to bring our vendors and our attendees, our credit union attendees, together so that they're actually working as one and collaborating and sharing this information. We're all trying to solve the same problems, right?
Yep,
we might be taking it a different way, but we are. So we're going to do a lot more of that. And then we're also going to introduce this concept of actually educating on how credit unions can be investors in QSOs and what a QSO looks like.
Great idea.
And have some structure along that as well. We heard from a number of our providers today here in Vegas that they would like that forum. They would like a forum, an opportunity to talk to credit unions about some of the investments they may need and how a credit union could invest. And again, what are the pros and cons of those investments? So maybe some kind of educational series along that as well.
And how they may want to become a QSO?
Exactly, how they may want to become a QSO and how to support that.
And what revolves around that. So, oh my gosh. Very cool.
And hopefully we'll increase our numbers again.
I think you will.
We're really hoping to hit 500. So that's where we want to be.
Yeah, based on what I've seen this year.
Yeah.
And even last year too. There was a good turnout last year for the initial one.
Yeah.
And then this year, I think you guys will hit 500 easy.
So we're excited.
No problem. Especially because this is just not a Trellance thing.
This is not
an industry-wide thing. I think that's the other message that we want to get out there.
I think that's really important. 2 years ago, Tom Davis challenged us at Trellance to say, listen, instead of having a Trellance annual conference, let's build something really unique in the industry. Let's provide a tech conference.
Exactly.
And selfishly, not be the front and center of everything, but actually get a number of companies involved in this. So, of course, with the co-hosts of actual Trellance, QDEX, and Filene all participating. Yeah. If you notice, many of us did not present here. We let the stage be taken by what we think is really important as it pertains to educating our credit unions and our suppliers, and took it backstage because we feel it's just so important to have that message out in the market to actually provide this kind of education around technology and innovation.
Indeed. Well, what I found on CUBroadcast is that whenever I have a credit union on sharing their experience and maybe working with Trellance or somebody else, our views go skyrocket because we know that credit unions like to talk to other credit unions before they do anything.
Absolutely.
So they love that peer-related message.
Absolutely.
And you guys are doing the exact same thing on the big stage in there.
That's what we're trying.
Yeah, that's the recipe for success, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, Bill, anything else to add here before I let you go for the rest of the day?
Hopefully we see everybody in Dallas next year. We look forward to it, and hopefully everyone that's home today and not here, plans on attending next year with us.
Yeah, Dallas is a fun town too.
It is.
And
it is.
Texas is just Texas. Everything's bigger and better there.
And maybe we'll have to bring out our cowboy hats.
Oh my gosh, that's right! I can bring my cowboy hat from last year. Right. I still have it.
We got some good collateral to use.
I'm going to bring that. All right, Bill.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you as well, and congrats on success already. We still have another day to go. So, because tomorrow's the workshops and stuff, so it's going to be really fun to do too.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate the time. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Studio Lounge interviews brought to you by Trellance. A quick word from our sponsor, Community Financial's President CEO Tansley Stern's new podcast, Despite Impossible.